Hi guys. I wanted to show y'all something I've been working on. I mean, it's a really super easy project, but they come out really pretty. So I'm going to show you. I don't have one finished yet. We're going to finish it here in just a second. Let's see. Okay. They are these Christmas bulbs. I get mine at Hobby Lobby. Right now they're 50% off. They are plastic. They have glass ones. I wouldn't do glass, but you can do what you want. A lot of people are getting these at Dollar Tree, and you get two little ones for $1. Well, these are $7.99 for 4. They're half off, so they're $4, and they're bigger than these. Are pretty substantial. So what I do is I paint them with my chalk paint, and this is the Tea Rose. This one here, same as I was using the other day. And then I give them 2 good coats. It gives it just a good surface area to work on. And then what I do is I make me some molds out of paper clay. I don't know. Let me get up here. And then I glue them on. And then I paint them once I glue them on. But I use this wood glue. Where am I at? I'm over here. It's really good, and it does make them stick. Then once I get them on, I get them painted. Of course, then you got to let it set for a minute. And I want to show you what I'm using to make those. So I'm going to turn the fan on so this one will dry, so I can show you how else to do it. Once we get finished, we'll want to finish that one up. So I have molds. This one is an IOD mold. You just use paper clay, or you can use resin, whatever you want to use. But for these, we need to use paper clay because we need for them to be movable. So this is the paper clay. You get it at Hobby Lobby, or I sell it when I do the sales. You can always just ask me for it. It dries out quickly, so make sure that you shut your bag when you're not using it. I get my molds. They have all different kinds. This one are these. On this. This one, I don't remember what brand this one is. It might be a Prima. Here is a Prima one. This one is Frank Garcia, I believe. Yeah. So you can get them. I mean, they're just all kinds. And with paper clay, you don't want to do this with resin, but with paper clay, you want to just kind of put you some baby powder or cornstarch. Anything powdery like that, and you want to just move it around in that mold, because sometimes it'll have a hard time releasing if you don't. So I just push it around in there, get it where I need to get it. I actually needed it over here because I think, no, maybe we'll use this one. It don't matter because I'll make them all today. And I just get me a brush, not a good brush, just an Dollar Tree kind of brush, because you're just going to move this around in here and get it good and coated. And then I just take it and temp it to get the extra out. And that baby powder is not going to hurt if it gets on the clay or anything. So let's see. I don't want to do ones too big, so we'll do this one right here. So you just take you some clay, and I always just kind of roll it and get it spread out a little bit, and push it down in there. And you want to push pretty good because you want it to get down in all of those little cracks and crevices and all of that. And you're going to have too much clay. And really it's best if you don't start with that much clay, but you need some extra, because what you're going to do, there's several ways you can do that. Let me make sure you can see. I will start by just going over it with my finger to get some of the excess off. And then if you mess it up, just push some back in there. It's not a big deal. But you want to get as much of the excess off as you can. Some people, let me see if I can find mine. Well, you know I'm not going to be able to. Focus it in here. Some people will take a putty knife and just go over the top of it like that. Now, all this extra around the edge, you want to try to get it off. And then if you have just a little bit, instead of trying to get it off, just push it back into the mold. So it'll go back in there. Okay. And then when you do that, these are silicones, so they're made to move. Once you get it in there, you just want to kind of peel it like this. These are super easy. Now watch this not work. Just because, you know, I'm standing here. So you want to get it loosened up and then leave it pulled back. Kind of get your finger under one piece. Ta-da! And you have a mold. So this is still wet, which is what you want, but you have to be very careful with this side or you'll get it all kinds of messed up. You see what I'm saying? So we're just going to flip it over on the paper right there. Let's see. And then I just get my glue. If you're not a crafter all the time, I might not would do this because it might, you know, if you don't use your glue up fast enough, it would cause you a problem. But I just get an old Dollar Tree paintbrush and paint the back of this. Now usually when I'm doing this, I'm making several of these little things, so it'll be a little drier than this, but it's not going to hurt if it's not, because it's just going to make it more movable. And I'm not skimpy on the glue. I just get it and put it on there. Make sure you get the edges though. Okay? And it don't have to be, you know, it's not going to take a whole lot of glue, but you want enough on there that... Okay. So now here's the one that we just have painted, right? We are going to... On this particular one, the keyhole, you might want to make sure, you know, it's upright or however you want it. Just put it on there. And we mash it down. Now, you do not want to mash hard because you will sure mess that front up. Now, as this dries, sometimes a little piece will peel up. Just, if you have to, get your brush and dab underneath it. But I've found most of the time, if I'll just push it back down, it molds pretty good. So you put how many ever you want on there. You can fill the whole thing up. And then I'm just going to set this one to the side because we don't need it right now. And close my glue up. And I'm going to hope this other one is dry because I don't want to put this stuff on here if it's not. It's pretty dry. Pretty dry. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is, this is clear wax. I sell it at my brick and mortar or on my Etsy. It is white in here, but it'll go on clear. For this, I'm not using one of my good wax brushes. I just got some that I picked up at Dollar Tree. You're just going to take your ball and you're going to get some wax on the bottom of this. And, you know, you can see a little bit over there. And you're going to go around wherever you have your things. Now, I'm going to go around the whole ball because of what I'm about to do after I do this. So I want the whole ball waxed. And it doesn't take much. I mean, you just barely dip it in there and you can do this whole thing. That whole mold right there. But you want to make sure that you get it in all the crevices, underneath it, around it. And I'll show you why here in just a minute. And it doesn't matter if there's too much on there, because we're going to fix all that. I'm sorry if I'm making y'all dizzy by waxing. I didn't think about that. So I want to wax the whole ball. I go in circles because with chalk paint it is textured. And so when you go in circles it seems to get it down in there a little better. That's just me. You can probably go straight. I don't. You do what you do you. You do what you want to do. And this is definitely a workout for your arm. Okay, so we got it all waxed. Now I didn't wax this piece just because I don't feel like I need to, but I mean, if you want to, you go right ahead. But you want to make sure you have a pretty decent amount of wax on there. Now, see, you can't even tell we used this. This will last forever. And I have it in these little jars and the big ones. Okay, so, and you can see there's some of those little fibers off of this. Don't stress. Or no, it's okay. Don't stress. Okay, so we have that done. And then I get, well, I said I get, oh, here it is. I get one of these feather brushes just because it's easier for me. You do it however it's easier for you. This is Dixie Dirt. It is a powder that is very fine. And it comes like this. In fact, this is ash. I want to get the earth one because I want to show you. The earth one is what I use most on stuff like this. It's a little darker. But you could use either one, or black, or however you want. Okay, now I gotta turn the fan off because if I don't, it's gonna blow this everywhere. You're just gonna pick a little bitty bit of this up. Now again, wouldn't use hardly any of that, but we have it on here. You're gonna take your ball that's waxed, and we're gonna pounce this on there. We're gonna go in the crevices, down at the bottom. We're going to try to get it as far down in there as we can. You can move it around like that. You can pounce it. You can brush it. I do a little bit of everything. I just go with whatever I'm happen to be doing at the moment. But you want to get it down in all those little areas where that wax is built up. So, I guess I pounce a lot more than I do anything, but you can wipe. It's not going to hurt. But I guess I pounce because I don't want to disrupt my wax just yet. And especially any big hole like that, you want to make sure you get it down in there. Now, I'm not going to have to put any more on this because I have a bunch on here. You know, I told you may. So you can just move it around or do whatever you want to get over all of it. And you may not want it over all of it. You may just want it. Now, I know this looks ugly right now, but bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. So we got all that. Now we want to make sure we put our lids back on everything. We don't want anything drying out. Or this spilling. Oh my gosh, you'd like have a antiqued everything. You'd probably never be able to get all that stuff up. I'm just saying because look at my hands. Crazy. Okay. Now normally I'm going to have a washcloth because, you know, that's what I would normally have. But it's not going to matter. Use a paper towel, which is what I'm going to use right now. Okay, so that's all on there. You see it's down in our grooves. And you've got the wax on the ball, right? Now, when you rub, it's going to hit the top parts. But it's not going to get down in the creases. See? So you just rub the excess off, and you just keep rubbing. If it's too much for you somewhere, then keep rubbing. But see this? See how dark it is? Voila. Now I'm going to show you a trick too. If, say you're doing something like this, and that powder's kind of hard to control, and it can be, but if you're doing something like this, and it's hard to control like that, and say you have too much around the ball, see, look how I got down there. Say you don't like the rest of the ball, right? Say you got a little too crazy with it and you don't really care for it that dark. Just keep wiping. A lot of it will come off. So just keep wiping. But then, okay, so I don't like it that dark. You're going to take your paintbrush that you originally had, because I put mine in a bag because I'm never done. And you can, I wouldn't even dip it in paint for right now. I would just go over the parts that I felt were too dark. But remember, you don't want to go too far in between those things because you want it to look like it's gotten down in there. But say you don't like right there, which I didn't have a problem with right there, but some people would think it was too dark. And then if you needed to put more paint on there, you always can. I mean, it's not, but I prefer mine to be pretty dark, so it's not a big thing to me. And you could even take a shade lighter paint and do it and just kind of highlight it. So, there we go. Now, you can match, a lot of people don't like pink, so it's going to be, you know, not their thing. But you could do it with any color, red or any color that you wanted. Here is a white one. So, let me show you, if we decided not to do the rest of the ball, we just wanted to do around where we were, around these, we can get our wax. Don't do the whole ball. Don't wax the whole ball just yet. But do just in the little thing. See how this one cracked? Which is okay because that stuff will get down in there. Get that in there. Where's our little other brush? Oh, who knows what I did with that. There's no telling. It's okay, though. So, if you didn't want to get all the way down in there, just be a little more careful about where you put it. You know, don't. Just direct it a little more exactly where you want it. And make sure you don't get it on the rest of the ball. See what I'm saying? And then I'll show you this one. You can see the difference. There I went trying to pounce again, so I'm going to get it everywhere. Okay, so see there, we just put it mostly on the ones, you know, the areas that go around, start on the edge. Basically what you're doing is buffing out the wax. So see, then it's just right where the thing is. Now, I make them with a lot more stuff on them, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea about what they could look like. So, I think they're cute as they can be. This is drop cloth, and this is tea rose. This was earth powder. But remember I said we have ash, we have black, we have brown. I stay away usually from the black and brown. But you could do it up here too if you wanted. So, and if you say, okay, you got too much right here, again, just keep wiping. And you might get it to a shade that you like. And if you don't, just grab that brush and take off with it. But I think they come out really pretty. I like them darker where it looks like they're aged all the way around. Some people don't. So I'm not offended if you don't like it. I mean, it is what it is. So we all like different things. But anyways, so that's where it's at. And then I'll put ribbon and stuff on top of these. But I just kind of wanted to give you an idea. There you go. If y'all got questions, holler at me. The wax, the Dixie Dirt, the paint, it's all on my Etsy. Or you could just message me. I mean, and we could do it PayPal or something if you happen to want it. So, anyways, that is all I got. Have a good day. Bye, guys.